Have you ever talked to yourself and you ask yourself, what type of a communicator am I? Meaning that, what type of communication style do you adopt in your day-to-day communication, your day-to-day maybe debates or sharing of the idea, the request, or maybe the directive you give? Have you ever understood your communication skill? Because, you know, communication or effective communication is not only involving into honing king of skills or king of verbal diarrhea, no. And maybe how you are getting adjusted and you get engaged with the audience. It takes more than that, because again, you have to understand the type of communication skill you as a person you are, and that is when you'll be able to skill or maybe to carve out the kind of message you're supposed to send to your audience. So it is also involving understanding your own communication style or your own communication system. The best-selling author in New York Times, that is Mark. It's called Mark Murphy. Mark Murphy has done a lot of research over the decades and decades, and he came up with 4 main categories of communicators. According to his research, he's saying that we have 4 main types of communicators, and therefore after this, maybe analyze and know what type of a communicator you are. It will help you to navigate, it will help you to come out as a very strong communicator. And in the other video, we talked about importance of being an effective speaker. It's very, very important. Now, these 4 communication skills or styles are very, very important, and you can analyze yourself, you can assess yourself, and you can conclude, and you can choose 1 or 2 or 3, the one that benefits you, and maybe you run with them. You will be able to analyze yourself and come to result. The first group of communication style that Mark is talking about is called personal communicator. Who is a personal communicator? If you are an individual who always communicate in relation to emotional language, you can easily connect with others, you can easily listen and you feel others, you tend to be a good listener to others, and you are easily carried by emotions, that person is a personal communicator. For example, let's say like this: you are a mentor or you are a counselor, and you listen to the extent by which now you are going to advise people according to the wounds you went through, according to the stories you had, or according to the emotional feelings and all that. You can be in the shoe of the other person. That person, you are a personal communicator. Now, we have advantages of this. Advantage of emotional speaker is that you have the ability to build a very strong network, because what are people looking for anyway? People are looking for warmth, people are looking for sympathies, people are looking for people who can understand them. And in most cases, if anybody is in a problem, the first person they want to listen to is somebody who will understand their stories. So if you are such a person, then you will be always a personal communicator. Communicator number 2. Communicator number 2, this is called analytical communicator. If you are a person whose words are normally full of data, full of variance, full of analysis, you have the percentage, you have the ratios, you don't want to talk in group, you are always full of facts, you are full of data, you don't just put or receive anything in a group, you like specific contents. For example, if you are a person who always asks, how many people came? How many people am I expecting tomorrow? Is it 10? Is it 20? Is it so somebody who is communicating with that data, with facts all the time, this person is called analytical communicator. And now, if you are analytical communicator, what are some of the facts? You are an emotional view of situational, allowing you to use the logic. These are critical thinkers and critical reasoners. They reason with logic and they come with facts. They don't just want anything that is come from a crowd mind. that is analytical speaker. Next is about functional communicator. A functional communicator, this is a person who is bound to the system, a person who is bound to the rules, a person who is bound to the step and step and step. Now, if you analyze yourself and you are a person who find yourself, you are too much rigid and fixed into the laws and regulations. You don't want to change, you don't want to veer out. You want to follow the system one by one. Whenever you are explaining something, you give explanation one by one, that person, you are a functional speaker or a functional communicator. The advantage with this one is that in most cases you will always try to be a perfectionist, meaning that you don't want any mistake, you don't want any failure. Intuitive communicator, some people call this intuitive communicator. Now, this person has a broader view. These are people who have the one touch. You talk to them like this, by the end of the day they ask you, so what? So what is the result? They don't want data, they don't want the system, they want to hit and go. These are people who directly hit the target. You start talking with them like this, by the end of the day they are up there because they have this broader view, they have this broader vision. So for example, let's say you are talking to an administrator. Administrator is telling you the level of customers, the level of products you have and all that. Intuitive communicator will simply come and ask you, now, if we do A, B, C, D, do you think next year we can hit a margin of 10,000 customers? You see, a bigger picture, no beating around the bush, no going left, right, center. They want to hit the target. Now, what is the advantage of being intuitive communicator? Number one, it avoids the details, it avoids emotions, it saves times, no waste of times, and it goes direct to the point. And this intuitive communicator, this is a good person when it comes to changes, because for them, they don't follow the system, they don't need the data, they don't need the step by step. The only thing they need is that what can take us there. If that one can take them there, they're always ready to take risk and face it. For more information, please visit my social websites, Andedo Mark, that is YouTube, Facebook, Andedo Mark. Facebook page, Common Sense is it Common, and then when you come to TikTok, I'm called Andedo Mark. YouTube, please subscribe, follow. It's called at My Class TV. Bye. See you.